call the meeting to
Wait.
order
Oh, we're gonna wait for her.
No, I don't.
Okay.
at 5:33 PM. And we can do roll call. Leslie Ellison CI is here.
Eliza Dietrich.
Do I have any notes?
You haven't need an agenda.
Oh, an agenda. Same thing. Have an agenda.
Are you here?
Are you here?
Oh, I am here, yes.
Say your name.
Azana Jackson.
Kathy Halloran.
Mary Brenner Hines.
And- Go ahead.
Sorry. Gina Racanelli, staff liaison.
Okay. And we have a guest with us today.
Joseph D. Tomaso.
Thank you.
Joseph.
Spell it.
Good luck.
Smith.
No, I have Tomaso.
D. Tomaso. D-T-O-M-A-S-O.
And Kim.
See?
Oh, I'm Kimberly Jackson.
All right. Do we have any public comments on agenda items?
I wanted to kind of wait
Apparently not.
for, he said he wanted to wait for Carrie. Because he had something tied with her and she's running.
Oh,
So can you?
I'm not.
oh,
agenda
we can push that back.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Any public comments on non-agenda items?
Probably not agenda.
Okay. Amendments to the agenda? Nope. All right. And then let's take a look at our minutes. A motion to approve. I've already talked to Kathy about future minutes, including everyone that is listed or is present in the room, including guests and village liaison and board liaison.
That was going to be Carrie, but you can take
I
it.
read
What do you need?
them.
The other one?
Just
Before?
need them. So I didn't have any problems. so I
agenda?
didn't
Yeah,
have
take
to
it.
do them. The minutes.
Does someone want a second?
Second.
All right. Very good. So then next up is updates to upcoming and past events. Let's start with the Cicada 2024 project, and you want to tell us a little bit about how that all went with voting and winners and.
It went wonderful. We had over 60 entrants.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I was really impressed and I was really happy the way it turned out. So what we did for voting is we had the 3 different age groups and we had the members that were here to vote. They each picked their 5, or picked 1. So we had 5 to choose from rather than having to peruse the 25 of each age group.
So say that again.
Everybody, there were 3 age groups.
Yeah, the 3 age
Yeah,
groups.
So we had everyone, we had them all laid out on the table by age group. And we had everyone, there were 5 of us here. We each picked 1
Oh,
from each
okay, the
age
5
group.
people there. Okay,
Yes.
that's why I wasn't sure
That
where
we
the 5 was
wanted
coming
to-
from.
To vote on. So then we voted from that. And we did the number system. And I'll get that to Kathy. I have the number system as to how we did who won. And we had the winners, and 2 of them came to Kites and Kicks to pick up their award. And Bridie Bailey came, I think, the week before, or the week after. And we had a little picture taken thing.
So you got a hold of everyone?
At the office.
You got a hold of everyone for their prizes?
Right,
So
2
that's
of them
awesome.
came at Kites and Cakes, and
Yeah.
then we did a
That's
special
great.
one for her in the office. So everyone was happy, and I would like to thank you especially, Eliza, for the t-shirts, because we wore them. I'm gonna wear mine all the rest of the year, and every time we had more than one person wearing them, we stood out, and
Yeah.
I really thought it
Those
was
were
a
amazing.
wonderful thing.
Amazing, yeah.
So, that was a good
They
thing.
really were. They were a hit.
Yeah, they were. There were a lot of people wanted to buy them. so-
I heard that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So is this something that
17
you do
years.
again?
Well, I think we have to,
2
we have to
years.
think, I would like to take and get something that was nature-like on our trees or cicadas. I mean, I don't think the cicadas are gonna be anything big for another 17 years. So luckily we got our chance and we grabbed it and we flew with it and we got it. So
You grabbed it.
I'm real pleased with that.
That was awesome.
But now we have to figure out something next year, something naturalizing or something like that. I was thinking maybe something to do with the flowering trees, the most beautiful tree in Villa Park, people can nominate. Because in some springs, those flowering trees are just fabulous. They're just beautiful. So I don't know, we could all work and think about what other kind of nature-related thing we can do something about. But I'm really happy with that, so.
That was great.
Excellent.
You did a wonderful job with everything.
Thanks. We all had help with from everybody, so everybody pitched in, so it was pretty cool. With the printing, Leslie, and you guys making copies and all that kind of stuff, so.
And Azana, that might be something that you want to think about for next year.
Oh, actually, we were brainstorming that, weren't we?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Would you like to share?
sure. So, I was thinking of doing something for like Christmas. Like, do you know how they have those things where you make a gift, you like leave it on someone's door? Like for
Secret Santa?
yeah, Secret Santa.
Uh-huh.
Like, we could do something like that to promote like that, and then someone else had an idea, but he can share that one. Oh, fine, okay. Well, we also thought about, he thought about giving out snacks or something at the movie nights.
Oh, that's a
Right.
good idea.
Oh,
That's cool.
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, they're just ideas.
That's a good idea.
Terrific.
Yeah,
All right.
love it.
Anything else on the cicada projects? No? Okay. Moving on to kites and kicks. A recap?
Think that it went really well. I got a text after that said, my kids keep asking for kites and kicks all day yesterday too. Core childhood memories right there. And that was really, really nice.
Oh.
So I think that's like the point, just
It really was.
having everyone together with their families and playing and not thinking about all the things I got going on. So I think we succeeded in that.
Yeah, I would say the
Can
one,
you send that blurb
Mhm.
to pride@invillapark.com
Sure.
so that we can put that into like our end of year
Yeah,
presentation?
yeah, I will.
All right.
and I think the one thing with the kickball game, I think it worked, like setting a time, and I'm thinking like for next year, because I think shortening it by an hour was a good idea.
Mhm.
And then maybe putting it out there that the kickball games are going to start at 1:30.
Mhm.
Because I had, a 10-year-old
Yeah.
boy that was early, right? And then it really, everybody was flying kites and,
But I think it was organized better this year than ever. Like, you did a really good job organizing the kickball, which was great.
but the kids were around, and I think later, because I didn't want to, how am I going to do a game when everybody's having fun flying kites?
Yeah.
So I think if we have like kite flying and then the kickball game, like 1:30,
Yeah.
and we played till like 2:30, 2:15, played like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was great.
And we had a little game going earlier, but it wasn't a game because we didn't have that many kids. So I
Mhm.
thought maybe the ones that want to play would come later.
Yeah.
Not come later, but at least hang around or plan on staying longer.
Yeah.
If they knew the games were going to start at a certain time.
Yeah, then they'll come a little later. I think that's a great idea.
Or fly kites and then, or stay longer, because then he went home. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Are we going to play a game?
Okay, that's good. And then I did have another parent say it was super special to have the raffle, the kids' names be called, because usually when there's a raffle, it's like an adult name, but it made the kids feel very special to hear their names. And she really appreciated that.
I think so too. I think that was,
That was really nice. A nice compliment too.
that really went over well.
Yeah, yeah, so that was good.
I love that it was our junior commissioner that was calling them.
That was awesome.
She loved it.
She was in
too.
control.
I got to twist the knobs on the mic.
Yeah, I could see it, Zana. When I asked you to help with the kickball, you were kind of like, no, I have a
She's like, it's
job."
cool over here.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, right?
I think I'll pass on the hot sun.
For another agenda.
So yeah, that was good.
How many people do you think this year? More than last year?
Oh, I think more.
hard to tell. It felt like it, but it just felt like a very good flow all day. And I felt like there wasn't any like lags.
Yeah, like it was pretty steady.
It was like
I felt.
steady, yeah.
Um,
Oh, that's
But it wasn't like necessarily the same people there for the entire time. It was some in and out.
yeah, a little bit, which was
With
good.
some stability,
Yeah.
I mean,
The times that I had counted 75, but people had been moving around, but there were different people every time I was counting.
Yeah.
Okay, and that goes kind of what, I asked Dave about that as well. And he said he thought maybe on average 60 adults and then another 25 kids running around. So,
Yeah.
all right. And I'm sure that's up from last, it looked bigger when I showed up at lunchtime.
Mhm.
It looked very nice.
There was definitely more
All those
people
kites
there.
up in the air.
Did anyone see the lady in the red shirt who like got her kite like 50 feet in the air?
So high. Yeah, that was
I
amazing.
took like 5 photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
like a 3-year-old that did it all by himself.
Yeah, Logan.
I mean, I
know
was
how high
like
his kite
still
was.
amazed.
So-
He just started running and was like, oh, he's flying a kite.
Really, I can't get one.
He's
of
free.
You can't get it up. He's like,
Oh, that's my life.
Hot dog guy
Another
was happy.
a copy of the
Huh?
agenda.
Hot dog guy
oh
was
yeah, Joe's happy. He said
Okay.
anytime.
I think that
he
was
very
perfect.
nice.
Yeah, he was
very
just happy to be in the sun.
Yeah,
His son and
he
his son.
was, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that was
like
great. He was really
great
happy.
weather too, so it was-
And how did the ice cream hold up?
So, held up fine. Yeah, we had
Dave got
Lots
picked.
left over?
some
Or?
SpongeBob's. A couple of SpongeBob's boxes left over,
Okay.
but everything else is pretty much gone.
And those strawberry things were a hit, whatever, strawberry shortcake.
Oh, those are so good.
That's why. Less SpongeBob's, more strawberries.
There you
Yeah.
go.
A lot of kids wanted the SpongeBob.
I mean, you know, it's a crowd
I
pleaser.
had a SpongeBob, I liked it.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Another agenda. Thank you, ma'am. Not the one with your notes on
I
it.
think that party trailer was great.
Party trailer was perfect.
Party trailer. so
That was a
we-
game changer.
Yes, it was.
Oh,
Because it was really easy.
My gosh.
It made me think of you when I saw it, so I had to
The
get it.
dum-dum.
Whatever. Did it make you think of her?
She always is bringing
I know.
She always brings me.
Oh, this is so cute. It's probably full of dum-dum.
I think it
Oh,
is.
she's gonna find something to do with that. Just wait and
Oh,
see.
thank
Taylor was
you.
like, "It's not for me." I'm like, "No, you can't have it. It's for Mary."
Thank you.
everything you buy should be for your kids. In my opinion.
Controversial.
I hope that I know you when you're.
You are being
And we'll talk
recorded, you know
about this,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We have our own.
No, our mom's over there. She hears it anyway.
All set with kites and kicks. We'll do it again next year.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's a winner so far.
All right, excellent. Moving right along, landscape awards, any updates? I know Mary has sent in one
Did-
nomination so far.
I actually had two, but the other one's pictures didn't turn out.
Okay.
Are we doing them month by month, or are we going to do them?
No,
all
it's just,
together?
just keep taking pictures,
Yeah,
sending them in.
I think the month by month, because, we'd be behind already.
I
Right.
know, that's
Yeah.
why I had to.
Yeah,
hurry
I
and
do
it.
have one to submit.
Okay.
I had to check my
And I keep
our
looking.
categories.
I keep seeing stuff,
Well-
and then I'm like, oh, I'll come back in 2 days and do better, and then I forget. But it's, all right, cool, we're still on that, so that's
And I
good.
actually talked to the daughter of the owners of the place that I nominated. So if they win, they will accept it and
That's
be
good.
happy. So,
All right,
So-
yeah,
When we're making a recommendation, should I say, oh, this is for the most colorful category, or I don't know why I'm not remembering.
I don't know that it,
Or just here's my submission.
Yeah, I think
And then everybody can
And then
decide
once-
what
yeah,
category
when
it
we
might
get-
fall into.
Yeah.
when we get to voting time, then we can just kind of break them up the way that we did with the
Cicadas?
coloring. Yeah,
Mhm.
and do it that way.
Cool.
So we agree, I did put in the minutes, the natural habitat, most colorful and most unique, like you said, decorations, art. So
Okay.
is that,
Yeah,
okay.
I like that.
good. All right, planters. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about that. Mary.
Well, Leslie and I took one around and took pictures of all the planters, the 2 planters by the parking lot, and then our planters that we knew about, that people have put plants in, and on the clock tower. I know we weren't responsible for the clock tower, but we kind of should have been. I don't know why that was something different. And then we have those 3 planters on the corner over here, which I just think we should find another place to put those planters, see if we can move them. One was hit by a car, and it's just a mess. It's garbage. So we really only have 3.
Were you gonna look into that last?
Yeah, well, they, the people that are working for the village now don't have a record of those belonging to the village. So if you want to have them moved, I'll go back to them again and see if they would be willing to do it. I mean, the other thing is, are any of the businesses planting flowers in them?
No, they're planting around them, though. Like Walgreens, they have flowers planted around.
I don't know if that's
Like on the ground?
Right.
This
Not
one
sure
has
if it's the
flower
village
plants
or-
in it, or is it weeds?
I think the gas station had.
Yeah,
did one.
so we should
that
just,
one.
why don't we just
She
give them a
did
new planter, so they get like another
Well,
big.
they already have one.
Yeah, they have
But
one, they had 2 though, and it looked nice.
They had 2 because the one across the street, they
Just
didn't
give them
want,
one.
they didn't want it, so. There was supposed to be 1 on each corner.
Yeah, but it looked nice with 2, so we just give them another one.
No, I don't think it looks nice.
So if you would like them moved, I'll go ahead and put that request in.
Yeah,
We
so.
should have a record somewhere of the Pride
Would Jeannie
Commission,
have
right?
that in her mind, maybe?
Maybe, because that was, they were there
Who's doing the clock tower? Was that Jeannie that's doing the clock tower?
Jeannie
It's beautiful.
handles those.
It's beautiful
2.
now.
Yes.
So that certainly would be a tie to asking her, do you know anything about these pots? Maybe we could do one of our thank you cards for Jeannie for doing the clock tower. About how, because it looks really nice this year.
That's a good idea.
It's
I agree with
beautiful
that.
this
I think
year.
that's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
And
One of
then,
a grateful email.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because,
that's a great
but
idea.
all the other ones
Thank
have
you,
flowers in them, yeah. Except for our vegetables, which are there, but the vegetables are still there, so they're growing, and just people might think, oh, those are weeds or something as they drive by. But there's lettuce and there's chives.
Where?
Remember how we
Growing.
did the
And the one
gratitude
out in front of the bird
We haven't
sanctuary,
done that in a
the
while,
pot.
so
Alright.
sending one to.
And also, here's just an aside,
Because she.
there's garlic
I think that I
growing
have
on the
thank you
the
cards.
northwestern
A couple
trail.
packs from the dollar store last year.
Well, once it starts,
Can I use it for going?
garlic
it?
really
I never,
Takes
it's all
off.
along, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Never, ever have I.
has a
seen
nice
that.
smell.
We like
I mean,
took it out of
kids-
They say you can
$3.
eat those little
Okay.
flowers. I guess they're flowers, I don't
Do they
know.
taste good?
Free garlic.
Probably like garlic, I guess.
But
But you're supposed to chop those off, and then the garlic
I don't
and
know.
the meat will grow better. I don't know. I'm not gonna talk.
You're welcome to talk.
Yeah.
When you said, no you didn't, when you said parking lot, Mary, did you mean, like, then you said bird sanctuary, right?
Bird
The-
Sanctuary has
the
the
bird-
veggies.
Yeah,
But what planters are in the parking lot when you first started?
in front of the parking lot on Villa Avenue. The village, I'm assuming, waters those.
Oh, the parking.
Yes, the parking lot, not the bar parking lot, not that one, not the actual.
So do you want me to put in a request?
I would love to see if we could have a consensus of where to put them, where they'd be easier for us to actually water them, because it's really hard to, carry gallons.
Yeah, right.
But if we could find in front of, like at the ends of the prairie path or something, there should be places that we could fit 3 flower pots and make it look nice.
If it's by the prairie path, does that fall, do we need permission from?
I don't know. Oh, okay.
I'm not sure,
Probably. There's-
because we put water fountains there.
Well, yeah, people put like
Benches.
and lawn chairs and everything on the parade path.
That's true.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm not kidding.
Sure.
But the memorial benches, is that what you mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want me to look into that?
Yeah.
I would
Okay.
love it if you could.
Near the water fountain would be really cool, right?
The water fountain?
Yeah.
Where's the
Right.
water fountain?
Could we put like the
What
mosquito
water fountain?
repellent by the water fountain? Does it help?
What
It's
water
at-
fountain?
I don't know what
You're
you're
talking
talking
The
about.
one here by the police station, or are we talking
Talking
about
about
the
a
one?
bubbler, a drinking fountain?
I was thinking, the water fountain I was referencing was along the prairie path, like at Ardmore, and
By the fish pond?
I thought there was,
Oh, by
Is-
the clock.
by the clock?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's,
Oh.
because
The only one?
There's one down by Rotary, or that Rotary Park.
Yeah.
One of the books, there's
There's a
one
fish
there.
park too, right?
and I think it has the
By the
little
fish park.
bowl for dogs, too.
Yeah.
You could fill that, well, if you're like taking your dog for a walk. They
Don't they
can.
all have that?
So if we
The
can
new ones,
find
I think,
out
putting them in,
if,
we're doing
Yeah, but they're
that.
nicer.
if they're amenable to helping us move those, then we can work on where to put them.
Okay, so I'm gonna look into if we can move them, if the village would move them, and then find out if there's any prerequisite to putting them on the parade path.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Like
Near
a
it.
major cross street, you know, it would have the same kind of effect that it has now, but people could see it and we could take care of it.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Autumn Jubilee.
So I forgot to update you on this part. I did contact that horse place. I think I've talked to about 9 now. Most of them are booked for October. Most of them have been doing it for years and are committed to their repeat customers first. They get first dibs. That place is actually out of town that whole month. I think they're slowing down with that one.
Okay.
I had gotten a second one of them on my own by making a mess of phone calls and talking to several guys named Jim, who happen to all do pay rise.
Wow,
Insane.
that's something.
Gotta remember one name.
Jim.
You're sure you weren't talking to the same guy?
Just calling the same number. This is Jim again. I found another
Several
lady.
phones.
She seemed very reliable, honest. I don't know if I ended up telling you, that one you gave me a long time ago, she can't. You weren't here for that conversation. Yeah, so the last lady was going to send me a contract. She was going to have her insurance company email me their copy directly of their certificate of insurance. Never did. Called her again to remind her because she was getting ready to go out of town. Can I do this when I get back? I said, sure. Never happened. Called her. Never got a response back again.
What was the name of that place?
Royal
Reliable.
Carriages.
Ooh, fancy.
Reliable.
Yes, actually, they're very fancy. I thought maybe she could have some fun play with it being Halloween-y themed. Like, she has all kinds of costume stuff for her horses. They do all kinds of different things.
But really haven't heard back.
No. And so, this is kind of funny. I'm not joking. One of the gyms that I talked to told me that I should contact the people that we had been, our first people that we
Yeah.
had, and talk directly to that owner, whose name is Jim. It was kind of
Went like this.
Yeah. But
Right
he
back to the
said I
original
should-
Jim?
Yes. I hadn't talked to the original Jim. I had been talking to the lady who
Yeah, you were talking to a lady.
coordinates
Right.
these things. So he told me, I really think you should press them, call and talk to the owner. His name is Jim something.
Yeah.
And if you don't get a call back from him, I will give you his cell number. And I was like, after them
Angry.
putting such a bad taste in our mouths, I kind of am feeling done. Like, if you couldn't produce a legible, and I told him the truth, I was honest. I said they couldn't produce a legible certificate of insurance. And he's like, that really shocks me. They're such a huge company. And I'm like,
Maybe she was
But you didn't talk to Jim, though.
I would go back to the
I would go
original
talk to Jim.
The OJ.
Yes, yes,
We're looking around.
yes, go talk to the
OJ,
Jim.
the OJ.
Give him one more chance.
I can help and make a phone call too. if you need to.
okay.
I can follow up.
I don't know. I thought, especially consensus seemed like, this isn't feeling good, and how do we know that they're going to?
But you didn't talk to the right person, and you didn't know that.
Right,
she was
right,
fighting.
right. And that's what I thought at first. But after like a couple months of her not producing the insurance, and then she sends it through a text message, and it's a photo, and some of the parts are blurred out. Like
Yeah.
it was intentionally blurred out.
Right.
Like she used an app to blur out things, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is feeling kind of weird. Can you send me a legible one to my email address so that I can, because she sent me the contract, so she has my email. So I can send it to our village manager, making sure it reaches all of our criteria. Oh, now you're asking a lot of me. You're asking a lot of my IT skills. Fair enough, that's fine. But like, you emailed me the contract. You can't email me.
I would try one more
Has
time.
she talked to anybody from the village at all? Like,
Has
has
she?
she spoken to anybody
Not
from
to
the
my
village?
knowledge.
Because I wonder if that's the holdup. Okay. Because I wonder if she's like, sure, this lady says that she's from the, like, do you
Yeah.
hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. No, that's fine. I will go back to my notes and call
Follow
and
one
ask
more
for
time.
Jim, and, I mean, I didn't wanna like call the guy's cell phone number, especially if the
That's kinda
Jim I
creepy.
was talking to is correct that this is a big establishment, like, why am I calling the owner's cell phone number about this? This like just feels like I'm kinda overstepping in some ways, and
What was that?
I guess
Do you
so,
want to
I
get that woman
mean,
in
Maybe,
trouble?
maybe the two of us should be together when you call.
okay.
And then we can make that
I
happen.
don't have it
Maybe
with
we-
me,
No,
though.
maybe
It's on
we
my
make that
desk.
happen here, so that if we need to have somebody else from the village talk to her, or
Okay.
talk to Jim, or talk to whoever,
Okay.
they are available.
We're still-
Would you like my opinion? People will always show you who they are if you give them enough time. And I, as a person who plans events and has done so for my entire adult life, would be just a little bit worried about entering a contract with them the day of. Like, you have it all planned out and everything is, that would make me really nervous. I'm just, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm
But
supposed to say
I
that,
wish
but
I think I'd feel better if I knew why things went the way they did. Like, why
Okay.
are you not responding
I
to
think-
me anymore?
I
Why
think
are
you're
you-
entitled to know that.
could be new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you
And
try once more, it's not gonna hurt.
I think the way we-
anything. You're still in control. You still say
Right.
yes or no.
I think the way we have it set up too, Carla, is that, if they're there, great. If they're not,
100%.
we make do without. So I think we
Whether
just
it's
can
them or
pivot.
anybody, to be
Yeah, and
honest with
if
you.
something does fall through, right?
So
If they really are
here's
flaky and
the-
this is not,
Here's the tricky part.
then we're gonna be okay.
How the contract reads, even though we were already supposed to have sent it back, and we didn't, because they didn't provide the
Mm-hmm.
certificate, we're supposed to give 50% down with a signed contract. I have struggled with that a little
Okay,
bit.
then that makes a That's, difference too.
Yeah.
That-
It's
that-
50% of what?
I don't remember the exact number, let's
I-
call it anywhere from $1,500 to $1,800.
Yeah.
You do that.
Because
I
I've
had-
gotten so many quotes, I don't
Yeah.
remember what their number
And
was.
I kept,
Contract and you don't show up. then isn't
I have it in one of these meeting
I would hope
minutes.
so, but then hypothetical, they blow us off, who gets to go after that money? Right? Like.
Our lawyer.
The village,
Well, it's village money.
The village would,
Step
we
in.
don't expect you guys as volunteers to be like tracking people down because they didn't fulfill their obligation.
Right.
But
So-
I would be very cautious of signing a contract with them and putting 50% down.
And how do I go back to Harline then and say this too? Like, oh, well, here's the contract again, here's, you know what I'm saying, like, even though he knows how it went the first time. So,
Really glad for
And
you.
all the other places that you call, I'm shocked that you were able to find 9. None of them are interested, or they're just not available?
They're not
or-
available.
Oh.
they're not available, and this first people
Mhm.
incident, and now the second lady who said she could, is not returning my calls.
Oh,
And it's so strange, like she went into great detail about what they offer, all over the place that they go. Like, why did you tell me all these things and tell me
Yeah.
you were available on that date and the times we wanted? Her price range was within the right realm, and I explained right off the bat, it's, the contract will be signed by our village manager. I need the proof of your certificate of insurance before he'll even look at your contract. So like, if you can't provide that to me, then please let me know now. And she said, my insurance company will just email you directly.
What
And I'm
if-
like, perfect.
that's how it usually works?
Right.
What if she was booked and made a mistake and just
I
didn't?
would
know,
hope
but-
that
didn't
she would
wanna
just
call
tell me
back?
that.
Call people.
Yeah.
Just-
I mean, she's been doing this for
Yeah.
20 plus years. She's had experience
Yeah.
with us. They don't have a website, but they have a Facebook page, and she has some really, really neat events that she participates in. Some are maybe not for everybody's taste, for sure. They perform funerals also, but not in the hay wagon.
How do they do it?
They have a special carriage that fits a casket,
Oh.
and the horse and the cart are all decked out
Wow.
to the requested colors, and yeah,
Cool.
it's very
It's a
different.
thing.
Yeah, she used to do carriage rides downtown. Years ago, that's when we were
Right
doing.
back
She
then.
was she was so informative, and I was just surprised that she's blowing me off, but most people are not available. Most people all answer the same with, I've been doing these people's for 20 years, I can't not do theirs,
With the
and
accent
I
too?
get it,
Yeah.
100%.
No, it is Jim.
So do we have other options? I mean, is there like a Ghostbusters van that we can hire? Is there a pumpkin carriage? Like an actual motorized something or another? Is there a hearse? Seriously, I mean, it's supposed to be Halloween, I mean.
I think Sterling has a few.
But I mean,
gotta
like,
wait
it's
till
decked
see
out
if
for the
they're gonna do the
idea that
Scooby-Doo
you
van.
could.
There is a mystery
You can
machine
You can bring the
around.
bike parade
That's
or
cute.
the
That's
non-motorized
exactly what I was thinking about.
vehicle
Scooby-Doo.
to the.
Say that again?
You can bring the non-motorized vehicle parade down to the
We did talk about that last time, but I think it was too far, they said.
oh for the tiny
Too far,
kids.
yeah.
For the little ones to pedal.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was thinking that too.
So the biggest thing that when I was trying to find things was something that can hold a decent amount of people, being for adults and for kids, and keeping in mind what the turnout was last year. So just by those kind of numbers, and having it not be the entire time to save on budget, and, because I think after a certain time, it would be like, okay, everybody's done it, we're done, and now it just sits there.
What's the trolley they use for Joyful Traditions? Can you make it a
Just
spooky
gonna
trolley?
say, maybe we could.
No, we don't want to go onto the trolley. We don't
Volo
want to take
does-
that away from them.
Okay.
But we could do a spooky bus and actually have ghouls and goblins already seated in some of the seats when people are getting on. And start like the whole spook walk that way, like you have the master of ceremonies.
Taking you to
And
the
starts
haunted trail
talking about-
destination.
You can rent the Ecto one from Volo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yes,
I don't know if you can write in it.
Probably not, it's
It
probably
kind of
take
would be
pictures
cool if we
in front
could
of
do
it, though.
that and the mystery machine for photo
You
ops.
can get the
Photo ops would
DeLorean.
be cute. You can get the
Oh, you
DeLorean,
can
but I
get
think we
the
should do the
mystery
DeLorean
machine.
We
for,
need the DeLorean next year.
You
do
can
the
get mystery
DeLorean next year. Yeah.
So what website are you looking at?
It's below.
Auto
They
Museum.
got a lot of stuff. Do they
And
rent
the
all
Blues
that stuff
Brothers.
down there? Didn't they have the
Bluesmobile.
Batmobile?
They have the Batmobile. They have
I
the
bet
Dukes of
it's-
Hazzard.
You
That's,
and I could dress up.
maybe not.
Fast and
Blues
Furious.
Brothers.
Yeah, really, I could be changing.
Knight Rider, they have Kit.
I don't know what.
Speed Racer. The James Bond.
What are you thinking, Kathy?
Oh,
You had this look on your face, so I was just wondering what you were
Beverly
thinking.
Hillbillies.
Uh,
Sing about our sucker.
I could dress up as Granny.
There you go. In the rumble seat.
Yeah, but in the rocking chair. That's what
I don't know. if
Kathy's
we can
not
vote.
talking.
Cement
no, because she asked me a really hard question.
What you're thinking?
planters.
Oh, the outhouse.
I do think I have to be here based on the count. And I have to leave in like,
Okay.
just.
And my final autumn jubilee thing is, Gina, your team should start receiving stuff in the next week or two.
With regard to the,
Applications and payments.
oh, okay.
Sorry, that was not.
For the vendors?
From the vendors, yeah,
Just stuff.
in the
If
mail.
you get anything about
Gotcha.
horses, let us know.
These are from Jim.
And if any gyms call,
Yeah, send them my way.
So why don't we
I'll
make
make sure we
a
take good
decision
notes.
At the next meeting, as far as how we're gonna get to and from, or
Okay. I'll give you pricing on.
see if you can
Things.
find hayride, and if anybody else has ideas.
I'll look for the bus, see if we could do.
Yeah.
There's a black
Even if
I'll
it's
put
a little
black
mini
lights in
train.
it.
you
That
know,
would be fun.
I like an open air thing. I like not the trolley, but hayride or something that's more open air.
Yeah, me too.
Is nice. But I don't know what else would be open air.
Could you have
Yeah.
it pulled by a tractor as opposed to?
So I only found one, and he was $7,000. Oh my god.
Thanks.
You could buy a
Horses
tractor
are
for
cheap.
that.
Kidding. Isn't that insane? Isn't that insane?
Maybe we could have that watering thing from the village pull it, and then they could water the plants.
Kill two birds with one stone.
Get a John Deere.
Always thinking.
The gators the village has?
The-
Or is
We
it-
John
talked
Deere?
about that last year. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
it's a liability thing.
What was?
Okay.
Maybe I misunderstood what you said. Could you say it again?
The village has several gators, overblown golf carts. Maybe one of those would be strong enough to pull.
Oh. Wagon, let's call it.
Instead of a tractor.
Like
but-
a side-by-side.
Yeah. I feel like we talked about this.
Well, we
it's
talked
big.
about
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, little side-by-side.
a tractor.
Yeah.
And we talked about who would drive it.
Driving it.
So if we
I did
we weren't, I don't think the village would want somebody who's not an employee who is trained in, driving whatever it is that we would be driving.
Right.
They'd want it to be that person, and then we were looking at like a time and a half or double time
I nominate
to
my
pay.
mom.
To pay.
I nominate my mom.
Well, I don't know if
She lived in the country. Does that count?
does she have her own that she could bring to the?
Oh, you can bring. You know, you have any connections? I saw that. Yes.
Do we have a wagon that can be pulled? Or I say we, does the village have a wagon?
I don't know if we have. I remember when we used to do the bonfires, we had like a hayride. But I don't know if that was something the village owned. Or we were able to maybe borrow it from another municipality or something.
Okay.
I don't recall ever seeing it used. And I would think if we had one, we would probably rolled that into, you know, one of our Halloween events. So I can check.
Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Gina's gonna check into the tractor and see if there's a trailer. or
Well, I'm
something.
checking on the trailer, but do you want me to check on the tractor too?
Yes, please.
So I
Yes.
know we have a tractor. It's just a matter of, you know, they didn't seem, I'll ask again, that it would be expensive to put
But not as expensive as renting.
Right, the horse
I can't
place or
imagine
renting a
what-
bus.
yeah, okay. I certainly will ask.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
The village should buy a tractor.
We have a tractor.
You had it?
I don't know, I haven't seen the thing that the tractor pulls for the hayride.
We could use
All
like a street sweeper.
Let's move on to the next item here,
For the
which
tent.
is tent for next year. Our tent it was the only casualty. Instead of having a kite-eating tree, Charlie Brown had a tent-eating event
Day.
at Kites and Kicks. So that is no longer.
We don't have a tent anymore?
Mm-mm,
Broke.
broke.
A
Yeah.
kite broke the tent?
The wind
No,
broke
the
the
wind.
tent.
The
Yeah.
wind mangled it.
Mhm.
So we definitely need a tent, and I'm thinking it would be nice to spend some of our marketing dollars on getting one that already has signage on it that says Fund Commission and maybe our QR code so people can go there, blah, 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 blah. So I think we need to vote on a budget, how much we want to spend out of our marketing budget for something like that, and if that's something that we want to do. In addition, before we do that vote, we have the promo show coming up next month. We have 3 tickets for that show. Mary and I are going. Carla is not going to be able to make it. So if there's anybody else that wants to join us, I believe it's July 25th or 26th. It's during the week, it's during work hours.
What is it?
It's a promotional items show.
I could go.
And
I don't
they
work.
do have tents that we can get there or get pricing on tents. They have everything though. They have shirts, they have,
Should we vote? Should we get pricing and then vote? But we need a tent.
right,
Well, when do we need a tent next?
for 11 Jubilee.
Oh,
So it's
so
not
we
till
have time.
October.
So should we vote on it then next, after we get pricing?
Sure.
Okay, because I don't think we have our budget for the, does anyone have the budget, whatever's left
The
over?
most of it, no.
I don't
have my
any
computer.
specifics until we get, is that something that you're gonna work on, Gina, getting all of those, all of our things? So we had,
Oh, so you know where we're at, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have some, but I think my budget used here is $291.32, and I know that we have more than that has been.
Yeah.
I
so
have it in this Google Doc spreadsheet too, but
Yeah.
everyone hasn't given me all that.
I haven't spent anything yet.
So all I have is me, and I know that whatever is on there, but did you get your money yet? From-
No, because I couldn't read one of the things. I'm having issues. It's me.
Well, she did, I got $34, I can live for a while.
I know the
The tent in that party trailer was nice.
That was very nice.
Yeah,
Bob said
we
that
can't
was
rely
nice.
on that though.
No, but I'm saying,
no,
what kind of tent was that? Because
Oh.
it seemed, it had no problems in the wind.
Yeah.
But ours was blown away in the
We got a
parking
new
lot,
one
so,
for Rough Life too, that's really nice.
Yeah, we
you
But
know,
it-
so just maybe
the
something
branded-
bigger or sturdier, you know,
Well, it should be 10 by 10, but I think Leslie wanted it branded, which is
Yeah.
not, you're not gonna be able to get that on Amazon or whatever.
Yes,
I think Gina knows.
Well, we bought tents recently, like in the last 5 years. You may have seen them at some of our events, and they say Villa Park Parks and Recreation on them. And there's, the sturdier tents have, you know, the legs and the part that the canopy goes on. You can buy ones that are just beefier. You still need to put some type of weight on them, whether it's sandbags or,
Right.
a water barrel or something like that. But I just texted the person who purchased them. I haven't had a response yet. I wanted to find out how much the 10 by 10s were. So, and the vendor we've worked with has been really great. I don't remember exactly who it is right
We went to
now.
Home Depot and they had them anywhere, that's where we got the first one for like, I think $130. But
They're definitely
they had
more
one-
money than that.
They had one that was
Oh, yeah.
like 200.
Yeah, I think
like
we just need an
189
upgrade.
We had the
or something.
pricing.
But
We're
that's
looking
without
at
the
about
printing on it,
$650
so.
Yeah.
to 700.
So I just
I
want
think
to
it's worth the investment.
I don't think we need to go that
Well,
I think
high,
just to
but
get
it's
something sturdy that's not gonna
What if our
break
QR
you
code
like
changes?
What if what?
What if the
I
QR
put
code
our-
changes?
Well, that's why I want to go to the show.
Yeah, for sure.
I think they have a
If
QR
anyone
code
else is
just for the
interested,
group,
Either
which probably won't change, but there's different ones for different
The-
activities.
Thursday,
It's-
Friday.
Wednesday or Thursday. The 24th or the 25th.
Isn't the Wednesday like all seminars and stuff?
No,
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Tuesday?
I might be able to do that.
Okay. Well, we have.
KD Canopy. That's,
Just let me know.
sorry,
Yeah,
just
we
popped
have
in my
it.
head.
Okay. Okay,
It just
sorry, I
have
have
to
to
be
run.
Carla.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
No, but
Just
I'm
women.
gonna-
At least it's not Jim.
Happy swimming.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, you
So,
guys,
do you want to go back to either public comments on agenda items or non-agenda items? Non-agenda items? Okay.
This is something I've spoken about with, well, first of all, let me say, you guys have been doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
I really like the events you've been putting on. I really like the growth that I've seen in those events and the new ideas, and I think you guys are doing fantastic. That said, I've been in town for about 20 years, and one of the favorite things we used to have was Summerfest. I know we call it a different thing now. but-
We have to.
Yeah, I know. Pre-COVID, it was a different Summerfest than it is now. Now during COVID, I understand we had to dial things back and whatnot, but it hasn't really recovered. This past weekend, I saw terrible attendance. I don't think you guys even planned for the attendance, because the way it used to be, there would be 4 tents with tables, and you guys only put out 1, so I don't think you guys even anticipated the attendance.
The amount of tents and tables and chairs, that order has not changed
Yes, it
since the
has.
village has taken over the event.
Right, but there was a time, not too terribly long ago,
There
where
was
there'd
a-
be 4 tents with tables, and they would be full for 3 days.
It hasn't been 3 days since it was on the Prairie Path with carnival rides,
Correct.
which
And
now
that's when
that's going back to the 90s.
That's when we had great attendance from the entire village. Now we don't have the attendance, because honestly, it's not anywhere near as good as it used to be. And I've heard this from many people. And I've been talking informally with a couple of trustees. I'm hoping you guys would be willing in the future to look into maybe you guys taking it over, because I don't think it's ever been run as well as when residents did it. Nothing against staff, but you guys are doing 400,000 other things.
And the 3 days was not when the commission, the Summerfest Commission did it. That was a village-run thing with carnival rides on the Prairie Path. And then they stopped doing it. And then the commission was formed after there was a break. And then that commission brought back Friday nights and Saturday, but no carnival rides at
Yes,
that
they had
time.
carnival rides. Not maybe as big as your traditional carnival rides, but they did in fact have carnival rides. I do have pictures. I do remember these things very vividly. I do know several of the ex-commissioners, and I've talked with them as well.
Okay.
But regardless, it's not, the point being is that it used to be much better, not just in my opinion, but by the attendance of people.
you think the weather had anything to do? Was it terribly, terribly hot on Saturday?
It was brutal.
It was,
really hot.
but it's always
Which
been
is
hot.
why I
It's-
was like,
it's-
I don't want to be there
It's that
without
time
a
of
tent.
year, it's always been hot, and so, yeah, I mean, they may have had a little bit of an impact, but I think it has much more to do with the fact that residents, I think, with this kind of event, just like you guys do with Autumn Jubilee, you do a fantastic job, but you residents, you give a lot more time to it, and Parks and Rec are very busy, and I think some things maybe get lost a little bit. Ultimately, I think it would be a much, much better event if you guys were backing, involved in making it happen. And the trustees I've spoken to seem to agree so far.
Well, now,
I know.
Mr. Patrick wants us to make Halloween a spectacular, super duper thing, you know.
But this is a good thing. They see
destination.
the fantastic
I mean,
job
it's a
you're
good
doing,
thing,
and
it's
they
a
want to
great
give you
thing, but it's a volunteer. There's only so much time in a day to I don't know, we certainly could think about it, but.
It's quite a
Well,
compliment.
Yes, it is.
But I think
But
his
I don't want to
point-
let people down then, because then we're going to be spreading ourselves so thin that we can't do anything to the way we want to do it.
Or maybe have some more talks or have more resident input on what's going on. It doesn't maybe come from us, but it may be, really the point you're making is, you know, it's a resident thing, and if there's no residents attending it, then,
What's the point?
you know, so how are we gonna get residents involved, or what's lacking, or what's needs more planning, right? So maybe we provide input, or maybe there's a special committee or
Well,
something.
I'm going to hand this back to you, Joey.
Carrie's raising her hand.
Say,
Waiting to be recognized.
She's raising her hand.
I won't speak until I'm recognized by the chairs because
Yes.
that's,
Oh,
I
unlike
sit
this-
on a board where you
Like
pick.
this committee.
Oh, we just talked.
So I think that you're onto something. I think that there needs to be community input. And I think if I remember there being rides there when I first moved here in 2014. I don't remember them being huge, like
No.
a big carnival ride, but there were like, Jackson was a toddler and we could take him on the rides that were there. So it was,
Can you-
more than a bouncy
kind of-
house, like little dragon.
Are you sure you're not thinking of Oktoberfest?
No,
I
because those
know,
were
it
bigger
was over there
rides.
because it-
Well, we
I
had
was
little
on the
rides.
Prairie
No, it was
Breeze
only
last
smaller
year.
rides for little kids.
I don't remember
But
that.
You remember.
I know that there was a commission that was, if I'm
was.
not mistaken.
There was a
right?
Summerfest
So
commission.
there
For
were.
years.
There was community input. So perhaps we look at some kind of subcommission or
Mhm.
subcommittee. And I don't know how that works, but perhaps that opens it up to asking other residents and neighbors to be a part of that and getting them engaged somehow.
Yes.
And then working along with Parks and Rec, because I think that it's, a task like this, as you have said, is quite an undertaking, right? And I feel like Parks and Rec probably feels like that every day because they have lots of programming that they are doing too. I don't want to put words in Parks and Rec's mouth, but it's quite a challenge.
I would love to share something with you that we talked about today. In recreation, there's 3 program supervisors and myself that are in charge of all of the events, but so we're talking about Summer Festival at this point. Staff gets out there at 7:30 in the morning to receive vendors and stuff like that, and then the event ends at 10:30, and we break down the beer garden area. I collect the money, and I'm escorted by a police officer to a secure location where then I count the money, and then I lock it up so that it's there for Monday. So it was a rough day to be outside in that weather for anywhere from 13 to 15 hours. And we're a small group. I mean, you know, it's not, there aren't a lot of us, you know.
No, I totally
And these are the people that don't get paid hourly. These are salaried
Right.
staff Because otherwise, if, then that's a whole nother issue.
Sure.
Brian does a great job. His guys come out and set stuff up, and those people are paid, so he has them coming, in shifts. So we were talking today about, we have to do something different. It wasn't good for, 3 or 4 people to be out there for 15 hours
Right.
on a 94-degree, high
that's too
humidity
long.
day.
Yep.
And the Summerfest went away, and then it came back because the commission was formed, and the commission had quite a few people on it, and they took turns doing things and so forth. And then when they
Randy event, they manned all the,
did everything,
yes.
so
I volunteered 2 years on that.
Yeah, you remember all this.
So there wasn't a lot of buy-in from other residents, and that group of people, I think, just got exhausted. It's a lot, even though it's only once a year. They were hoping to turn it over to a new group of people, and that new group of people didn't exist. So the event would have gone away. So we picked it up when they left, and we changed it to one day. Because one day is hard enough, in terms of having such a small staff, and then there's, you go, so you do, if you do it on Friday night, everybody is there very late, and you turn around, you have to get back there very early in the morning. It's a challenging thing.
Well, Gina, just to clarify, I did not bring this up to criticize
I
or
don't-
denigrate Parks and Rec.
No, I
in any
don't,
way.
you're a
As I
friend
said,
of Parks and Rec, I know
You're doing
that.
400,000 other things, so I fully understand that this is a burden in a lot of ways. And you're right, the way that they made it successful before was, it was a group of residents that worked all year to get this done. Excuse me. And they did a fantastic job. And then, yes, it died away, and maybe what caused that, we don't really need to get into. But
I just thought it was because there was not new people to kind of come in and that's what it appeared.
no, whatever it was isn't really important today. But my thought is that this is a good time to maybe look at getting it back to the residents with Parks and Rec support. And yeah, maybe a subcommission would be a best idea, 5 or 6 or 7 people on that, in addition to you guys, and you could help coordinate. And the nice thing is that with a lot of stuff you do with the Autumn Festival, that stuff much of it transfers. So if you've got vendors that want to come to one, a lot of times they'll come to another.
Right.
Or, if you're going to do the Ghostbuster rental for this, maybe you do the Dream Machine for whatever. I mean, you've got a lot of a crossover that can help with both.
So I'm going to throw this back at you though, Joey, and if this were something that we were thinking about taking on or partnering with Parks and Rec, would you be willing to be on that subcommittee?
I very well might. I very well might.
Pretty well, Mike. So be it.
Could I be a little more non-committal?
Or you could be the chief recruiter. Chief recruiter.
Is that with 1 M or 2?
I think it should be Trustee Alfano who should.
Well, we probably need a trustee at the helm as well.
Yeah, I'm always willing to pitch in and help if I can. So yeah, I don't see a big problem with that. But it's all, at this point, it's all about, do you guys want to go that direction? What's going to be involved? What structures do you need? That's all for you guys to figure out.
And I think that's a discussion to have with Parks and Rec as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're not going to turn away help, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah, maybe
So
just more
I
of a
think that
working
this
together.
provides a lot of opportunities for a couple of things. I think it provides opportunity for newer residents who weren't here when the old way of doing this can get involved, because there are newer residents who don't know how to get involved, or people who moved in here during COVID who are just now starting to get on their feet and like, okay, so what are we doing here? What is this all about? And they are out there.
Yep.
I also think that this provides a great opportunity for the commission and for Parks and Rec to come together and do something together, because I do feel, I'm just going to kind of put it, say, ooh, there's this giant elephant in the room where I feel like out in the community there's this like Parks and Rec versus Fun Commission, and I don't understand why. I don't understand how it was created, and I'm kind of tired of it. We all have the same purpose. We all have the same goal of creating this wonderful community that we have, and we have to work together. And I think this is one of those ways that we can do it. And I think that Joey's right. You start creating those relationships with vendors and with carriage ride places, you know, and like you have those companies that you work with, and then it all just becomes easier for everybody. It doesn't have to be a 4-day event or a 2-day event. I think you start off small, but you just kind of take that step, and if we support each other, then it can only get better.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. And then I'll shut up and let you guys talk.
I agree with there's a lot of young families in Villa Park. I think our area is turning over for sure. There's a lot of young families. And then just like the ideas that worked, what draws people, right? So it would be something, and something smaller, not gonna go, but something that improve upon.
Right. Right now, one of the face painters that we use at Kites and Kicks and at Autumn Jubilee is in fact a resident who
Really?
is not getting paid for her services. She also
Really?
does
She
face
was
painting
really generous
at,
with her time.
Ardmore School
Yeah.
for their events.
I mean, that was really generous of her with her time. I thought we were paying her something.
And I thought many times that we have to figure out something how to get her something, but other than
Why
A
don't we honor her?
gratitude card.
I could do that.
Why don't we?
$25 gift card.
We haven't done the Spirit Award. in
Why
a
don't
long
we do
time.
it?
Yeah, I think she would really be
Yeah,
deserving
okay.
of the
Well, we
Spirit
could do
Award.
2, what the heck. But I wanted to make a comment that we had talked about next year, and I don't know, this probably would be good to work with you guys too, to see if we can even do it, bringing the DeLorean up, how we wanted next year's to kind of somehow go towards saving the clock tower and making money and doing things that would somehow increase donations or give people a good feeling about trying to get the clock tower to work again. It takes a lot, and we were going to use the Back to the Future as our theme.
I love that.
Because there's so many things in that movie, that events, like we could do a Summerfest, you know, with the DeLorean and all that kind of stuff, and just tying our events into.
Because Summerfest would be right there at the clock tower.
Yeah, it could be right.
There it is.
At the save this. I could dress up
built
as the
in.
old woman. There it is. You know, so I was thinking we could have an event somehow at the Iowa Community Center by the skate park. You know, because what's his face, Marty. Was on the skateboard and everything. We could do something there.
Now you're going, Mary. Now you're talking.
I was hoping.
Well, if you run
know,
Summerfest next
so.
year, maybe you do a raffle for something, and the donations go to the clock tower. Maybe you approach a local
raffles, I
business
guess,
for a prize or
getting
several.
into a whole nother thing,
Do
but
we have
we'll
a
have to
DeLorean
investigate
dealer?
that.
A DeLorean dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't
no.
you say
Bolo
Bolo
has one, and they also
Unless you
have
wanna
one
count the
through
little
a
ones.
foundation that
Yeah,
you could rent.
I've seen
I think that you
something
have to set up I might be mistaken, but there's a 501c3 process when we were talking about this on the
Yeah.
board, there's a 501c3 process to collect donations, and I think we would have to have a larger discussion on how that would look.
That's all.
Does
But
the village
going
have
on
a
to that
501c3?
thought.
Well, the
I-
village itself cannot
Yeah.
be a
Okay.
501c3.
Right.
There would have to be another organization.
Save the clock tower.
Save the
yeah.
clock
Right.
tower. That was
That's probably
separate.
trademarked. Yeah.
Don't even get me started.
Summerfest, Save the Clock Tower.
Yeah,
Those are probably
So what else could we call it?
Can't call it Super
tower,
Bowl.
the clocky towery thing. Save the clocky towery thing. There we go. Nobody's got that one yet.
But I know that in Lombard, they have been celebrating Annie this year, right?
Yeah.
And they have made that, it didn't have to start January 1st. They've kind of made it a year-long or however many month-long process. And it's been in a.
That's what that's what I
lasted
was
for a long
I was
time.
thinking, and I think Eliza was with me, that it was gonna be the whole year, you know, and then if we don't get enough to do it, we at least have a start, and maybe we can have something that we can repeat every year until we do have the whole amount of money.
I think it would be really neat to have and to honor our new rec center by having a community dance as part of that as well.
That would be
and to
nice, because
partner
that would
up.
be the Enchantment Under the Sea dance. We could do that. I mean, we could tie in so many different things.
But this all relies on people being able to do all of this.
And money and
not
finding how
not
to
as an
do it.
island.
Yeah.
And that
And I think it's
relies
a
on
cool idea,
people
but I don't
making
suppose
commitments.
anybody else does. You know?
Yeah.
But you have to have stuff for
Foundation is
kids,
the word I was
adults,
thinking
this.
of. Foundations,
Yes.
there would be like a Villa Park Foundation.
Right,
Clock
right,
foundation.
right.
And then that group.
Whatever the event, the
Is the
thing is, can
historical
go under
museum,
that.
does the historical museum have a foundation? Because maybe that's it.
I don't know, I mean, we've talked about this before, because it's always, you know, we send out requests for, you know, sponsorships and so forth, and it carries a little more weight if it's tax
Coming from a
deductible.
foundation, and it's, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it can't be tax deductible to the village.
Right.
It would have to be the foundation that was requesting it. Then it becomes tax deductible, and then businesses are more interested in donating, you know, larger
Michael
sums.
You want to set up a 501?
See, this is not good. It's gonna just
Well, but I mean, you could approach
Way out
them
of
for a
my-
price.
I hate to like keep bringing this
My
backwards a
scope.
little bit, but I thought like the reason that we've not talked more about or thought more about the clock tower was because we were still figuring out who owns it.
We own it,
We found out.
the village, according to Matt Harlan.
Okay.
Mary does her homework.
Okay. I thought that was one of the things we weren't sure
Well,
about, and
it
then
was.
I think
And how
that the
to get-
Rotary gifted it,
And how to get the Rotary Club on board. and
see,
this
I
and
thought
that, but
someone
now
had
we don't
said
have
it
to
was
worry
a
about
gift
but we do own it.
to the
Yes.
Rotary. So
Oh, no, it was the Rotary
Wow.
gifted it, yes.
got it.
Then I think the other question is, do you want to fix it up to the way that it was to work in all four directions with one unit, or do you want to make it four separate units so it's easier to fix in the future?
Well, I think first.
I think it's worth looking at the guts of it.
So
Like
the
not
one
just,
company
not just that
Who's
one
gonna-
part,
Who
exactly.
can fix it. you
Like,
know?
well, 20,000 for this, but like 35 for this, and you never have to worry about this because you could get it from 27 different people, yeah.
How long before the kids don't know what it says?
That's already
It's
happened.
already
Oh, yeah.
started.
Not digital.
Maybe you should put 4
When
big
can we
iPhones.
That could be.
What does
then we
this
could
mean?
have a-
What does it mean when
We'll
it
call
says
it
this?
iTower
How
instead
about
of
There you
trend.
go. Couldn't we have a class at
iTower.
the library of how to read an analog clock?
I have it.
I do think, Mary,
That's gonna be the coloring contest.
this does play into your,
Yes.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring up the Summerfest
Getting more
idea for you
people
guys
involved.
to chew on and play
Yeah.
with.
Well, thank you for
If
thinking.
you're interested in doing it, if you think, you know, I'm convinced you guys will do, again, Gina, this is nothing, not a reflection on you, like, there's 4 of you. I get it. But I think you guys can do a much better job and bring it back to a lot of the beautiful things that used to happen.
Would you,
Suckering me in again?
yes, that's my job.
I have
That's my
right here
job.
on commission,
Would
Joey.
you be willing to join us at next month's meeting to
Sure.
talk about this
Sure.
a bit more? Okay, thank you.
No problem.
maybe
Thank you.
we get more people
Thanks,
involved.
thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Mhm. Thank you.
All right, I think that's all we have for business right now, unless anybody else, anything else?
I wanted to bring, I know probably,
Do you want to bring it up in commissioner comments?
Yeah, I'll do
or-
that.
All right,
I'll do
all
that.
right, so let's move along to that. We'll start with Kathy.
No, I don't. I had my comment with the kites and kicks with the start of the kickball game, so I'm good.
All right. Mary.
I wanted to know if anybody wanted to go, we're supposed to be a beautiful day on Thursday, if anybody wanted to go to the concert, because we haven't been to a concert yet, with our little table stuff. But that was just, there's not a lot of people here, but it's just, do they still have space in front of your place? I mean, can they still use that with your landlord being weird or whatever?
I
think we have to be on the grass.
Because I know we have,
Although
I know we have
that
a
the guy next
budget
door,
for this.
I don't know. I don't know the
No.
answer to that.
Mm.
I feel like maybe we should start that up with the August concerts.
That'd be better for me too,
Yeah.
because I'm not available this Thursday.
Well, I wasn't thinking, I was thinking a card table, you know. That's all I was thinking of, you know, just a small, not a big whatever. Because I have like maybe 20, 25 of those cicada things left that we could fold up and give them. And, but I don't want to sit there and chair like with them. Because you know me,
Very lonely.
I don't like the kids.
With your cicada shirt.
I am not, I'm not a good representative all by myself. Just go away, you already got one, just stop. I don't know, but.
Can you join her?
I have something from 7 to 8,
Okay.
so I don't know what time the concerts
Things don't
start,
always work
but
out the way you want them.
I'll see if I
6:30.
can.
Yeah.
To talk to Vito and Jackson.
All right.
Well,
You might
let me
get
know.
carried.
You
There's-
might,
If
I'll let
there's
you know.
two of us,
If not,
I'll
You know,
bring the.
I don't know if Dave can do it either.
What time does it start?
6:30.
That's right.
Maybe Joey will sit with you.
Want to go to a concert?
Bring your
You want to
secretary.
go to the concert on Thursday and
What's a date?
sit at our table?
I am taking my daughter to dinner Thursday night for her birthday.
Well, then
that's
just come
nice.
afterwards. Your daughter's invited too.
We're gonna be out.
Because she'll want to be on that subcommittee, so you want
She lives in Chicago.
You have no
I keep
idea what
trying to
you
get her
just
here.
walked into.
All right, I don't know, Thursday night, I'll see, I'll call Eliza.
Yeah.
Is Beanish
Carrie?
gone now, or is she just?
No, she wasn't able to make it tonight. So I did email her requesting the letter, and then I did talk to her about the letter when we were here for
Coloring
the
contest?
cicadas, yeah. So she said that she will make a letter addressed to Nick and copy us. And I just told her whenever you feel is appropriate. She thinks she should be closing in August, but she didn't sound sure, and so I just left it for her to decide. I didn't want to seem like we were pushing her out. So just whatever she felt was, whenever she felt was appropriate was how I said it, so.
Do you want to ask her if she wants to go to the concert in the park? Do you have
Does she have
her
a-
information?
We must have it someplace, don't we? Do we have her?
Yeah.
I got the email, I included her on the,
Perfect.
We can email her.
All
Let me
right.
have her email.
She just couldn't come tonight because she didn't have anybody to stay with their kids. But she plans to be at the next one,
All right.
the next meeting.
So,
Let me
Sherry,
know,
some
Karen.
comments? Co-chair?
So maybe you know already, I started a full-time job this week. So, yes,
Day
thank you.
two.
Thank you.
how'd your talk go with,
Oh, I'll have to tell you about that. It was interesting.
okay?
So my time might be a little bit more limited. I was just trying to go through the adjustment period of working full-time and home life, and this is the first time me working full-time while my husband travels sometimes for his job. So we're just gonna be figuring that out for a little while, so just bear with me if I don't respond to text messages or anything like that. But other than that, I think that's all I have.
Good.
Yeah.
And that being said, I should have more time moving forward now. So this is a good arrangement for
Yeah.
the two of us.
Yeah.
It will ebb and flow,
Mhm.
and the commission is always in flux. There's always something going on, and there's
Organic thing.
right.
Yeah.
And I love what was presented to us today, and really, truly appreciate the compliment and
Well deserved.
trust that the community puts in us. And I hope we can live up to expectations. And we'll just keep doing what we're doing. So
Keep
that's all I
banging
have.
away.
So board liaison, comments?
Yeah, Kites and Cakes, I was there for some time. I didn't get to stay the whole time, but I thought it was lovely. You guys had great weather. I don't know if we had to pay for that, but you guys had
Really lucky.
you had the wind, you had everything that you
Sun.
needed. Yeah, enough sun, not a lot of cicadas. I was very happy to come back
No
to that.
trees.
Yeah, well, that too, that helped. And it was really well attended. People were really happy to spend some time there, and kids were not on phones. Kids were engaging with each other. Families were engaging with each other. People who were using that freshly paved path just kind of happened to, come and like notice it, and they would come up and join the party too. So that was really good. Dave did a great job at DJing and let the kids have a turn DJing as well, which was kind of cool. So it was really neat. Just keep me posted on what support you need from me and from the board as you plan for the rest of the year. For the tents, you might want to consider the weights on the tents. I know sometimes we talk about water, like the gallons of water and those types of things, but I know you can also purchase some weights.
That concrete block thing worked out really
Yeah,
well.
the concrete block
That's what we
thing.
used at home,
And
like
they
cinder blocks.
They taped it, yeah.
I have some bricks that I.
Started thinking about what events you might want to do for next year, just for budgeting purposes. I know that it feels like we just finished the budget, but it's time to start thinking about the budget again. So keep that in the back of your mind.
Not available anymore.
It's just small steps, right? But that's why we're talking about this in June and not in November.
Yes, right.
Or October. And then just as you're taking in all of this information and feedback, just be cautious, because I know that I know each of you, and I know that you have good hearts and that you want to do for the community, but just be cautious that you take those small steps and collaborate. And Gina's here with us. Really start utilizing and collaborating. I'd really like to see that, so that we can really start making our events even better for our community. That's all I got.
Yes, I didn't have anything to say until Trustee Alfano said that you were frustrated about it seeming like it's the Fun Commission versus Parks and Rec.
It's in the community.
And I'm wondering where that's coming from.
I don't know, but that's how it's felt for quite some time. And a lot of the feedback that we get, a lot of the answers from questions that we might get on the staff, and it just feels like there's a lot of competing. I don't know why.
You're talking about recreation staff?
No, just like in general.
Okay.
When it comes to people who are making decisions, and not exactly staff, but also some commissioners. I think some commissioners might also start taking things very personal, and that I think is frustrating. So I think that it just needs to be out there that we're all in this, like, this is our community. We all want what's great for our community. We want good parks. We want to help with that. We want to help, fill those parks with things that are going to bring people out into the community to utilize those parks.
I only ask because it's not anything that ever comes up at our meetings or when we're planning something or, doing something, or after you've done something.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably more guilty of, talking about a lot of the nice things that the commission does with a group of volunteers, and I think it's, impressive, to have full-time jobs or part-time jobs and do this. So I just want to make sure that that's not something that you're feeling from my team.
It's not from the team. It's just this community feel of it's got to be a competitive nature, right? And I feel like this competitiveness doesn't get anybody anywhere. And I just feel like if we can, as leaders and as people who can talk to others and just kind of make sure that narrative is more of like, but remember, we're collaborating with people. This is about making sure that the goal is our community,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I completely agree
And
with
I know
you.
that staff does that.
I mean, we would be fools to turn away, you know, input or people wanting to help or what have
Our
you. So-
collaboration and
so
it's
that's-
just right.
That's, I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't
No.
something that you might be hearing that was coming from, you know, the team.
Mm-mm.
Because that's,
That is something that I've noticed too in this last Kites and Kicks, is how everybody, I feel so easy to go to anybody there, you know?
Yeah,
And I've met them, I know them, they know me,
The staff.
and we're friends and we understand, well, what's going on and what we want to accomplish.
And, you
So
know,
I think that's wonderful, I feel that way at least.
and I think part of that is, with me being the staff liaison, when, you know, you guys need something, I'll let somebody in the office know if I'm not gonna be there, hey, you know, Mary's coming by, she needs 100 copies of something, you know, please
Yeah,
take
yeah.
care of that.
And you know, Yolanda's the one to go for that, so
Yeah.
you know right where to go and
Yolanda left, by the way.
Oh, did she?
Sorry to
Oh,
hear that.
my one friend. Oh, I got no friends
My
anymore.
one.
Oh, yeah. Our one friend in Parks. No. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm really bummed out about it myself, because
Oh,
she was
that's
great.
Yeah.
But you still got a lot of great people that are there, and hopefully we'll bring in another great person. Maybe another Yolanda, like a Jim. Like a Jim.
How many Yolandas?
I do.
Yolanda number
I forgot
2.
something. The stuff from Amazon that was gonna be for summer festival for decorating.
Yeah,
our
I
tent.
sent you the thing.
Did you?
Well, I sent it to,
Is it to the Pride?
I don't know why, yes,
Okay.
because you
I haven't
emailed
checked
me
in a
from
few
Pride.
days. Okay.
You know, this is game, Akinator, it just comes on. It's crazy.
Get cool. Time to shut that movie.
You're gonna put that awesome thing in
Sorry.
the bag? Are you walking home?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
You want me to talk about
That's the only reason why I was asking, is it makes sense if you're walking home to put it in the bag.
Okay,
I lost another friend.
did we adjourn?
No.
Can I
Were you
just,
done with your?
I'm done with that. But I reached out to someone who was on the Summerfest commission, and I said, I feel like I'm losing my mind with their carnival rides, and the response I received was, never had carnival rides. They were there in the 80s and into the 90s. I know they were, because I started here in 92, and there were carnival rides then. But according to someone on the
It was-
commission,
So Oktoberfest was here in this park. This was the one that closes Ardmore, right?
Oktoberfest is in Lions Park.
Yeah, so it was the one that closed Ardmore. Maybe it
Yeah.
was just a train that pulled us.
And it was
It could have been, we
the
had a train
last 2
Saturday.
years, there was a huge rainstorm.
Storm, oh my God, it was like unbelievable torrential
Yeah,
rain.
and I
Really?
felt terrible, because the rides were out there.
And I'm not trying to say, you know, I'm right or you're not right. It was bothering me, you know,
Yeah.
with my memory, because I was a liaison to the Summerfest Commission for a period of time. They rented different types of games, and then some people brought their own. Some groups, like the Junior Women's Club, had I think they were like the Lucky Ducks that they would pick, and
This was actual rides.
And when the village then started doing Summerfest, we went with a different company that has more of those, like bouncy
Bouncy
things.
houses
Yeah,
and
things that, there was the inflatables, right.
But those were down in front of where Edward Jones was, because I know I worked those. I was in charge of taking tickets for that. The rides were down on the other side of the gazebo.
That was before the commission took it over. Before the Summerfest Commission took it over, when it was a village Summerfest.
Okay.
And it was in the 80s. I wasn't here. I started in 92, and I remember that being on the prairie path west of the gazebo, and there were actual carnival rides, like the same type of carnival
that we had at Oktoberfest, and they had little rides for kids, as well as, the bigger ones, where like a tilt-a-whirl and things like that. And one of the reasons why the village stopped doing that is we got a lot of complaints from the residents
Shocker.
in that area,
Sorry.
because,
I'm
well,
sorry.
The noise.
not just that, people had, sometimes didn't want to use a porta potty, so they just found, a place that's, so that, oh yeah, that was a
That
thing.
happens when they're doing construction on the tri-trail. I mean, it happens all the
Exactly. That one tree that's left at Lions Park should shoot up.
Outside?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I've never seen it.
A little niche, something different.
I mean, if it was like
Got an
a
idea
toddler, I might feel differently. But
And I think when the commission started, they did it at Cortese for a couple years, and then they moved it to Ardmore.
Gina.
Yeah. He's got a picture. What is that?
I don't know, it's some kind of red.
Oh,
And by the way, it's on our village Facebook page.
yes, but this isn't, I wouldn't call this a carnival ride. I'm
Well-
sorry. It's a large, it's like a zip line part, and
Yeah,
so
they-
this is not what you were speaking
No,
of.
these weren't
right?
like full-size tilt-a-whirl carnival rides. These were all goofy.
It's like a slide. It's like a.
It's the slide?
yeah.
And there's
It's a
and you can
inflatable slide.
get connected to that, and I think that it's a zip line.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We were using different
Right,
definitions,
right,
my
right.
fault.
That's what I, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, this is, well, you're looking at that. Look at the thing in front. You're looking at the slide in the back. Look at the thing in the front.
That's what I'm talking about. That's, I think that's like a zip line or
Yeah.
some type of a,
Yeah.
yeah. Yes, I concur. I saw that. That was probably about around 2014, 2015 maybe.
Right. That's exactly what it was, 2015.
Yeah, that's when the commission was doing it. And that, rides I'm thinking of like motorized,
Yeah, they were all rides for
I'm the
little
kid
kids.
like
So
that.
I remember there was, at one of them, there was like a little roller coaster.
at that,
But it was this big.
yeah.
There were things like that.
I mean, we did one in Radnor.
And then the karate school used to do
Yeah,
demonstrations.
I remember the karate school did that. Carol, I gave you the original.
A couple years that Officer Ruby brought the
attached
dog
them
and
to
did
the minutes,
demonstrations with the
I saw that.
canine.
That's a good idea.
You remember that, right? So there was a lot that was going on, and,
When are we gonna
people really seemed to like it, so
have the meeting about?
that's
Well,
all I'm suggesting.
honestly, if that's what you're referencing and not tilt-a-whirls and those,
No,
the
no,
things
no.
that,
Not
you
huge.
Those were at Oktoberfest, those
Not those
regular
types.
carnival rides that adults could ride.
But like
were
in
at
between
Oktoberfest.
bouncy houses and those.
yeah,
Like, yes.
Yes. yes.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Cool. All right. Are we ready? Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right.
Okay.
You want to vote on that?
All in favor?
Aye.
You can motion all you want, you have a motion on the table, you can vote.
Oh, okay.
Any nays?
Good.